Now, during this weekend's Final Four, the Basketball Hall of Fame will announce this year's class. Among the finalists are Shaquille O'Neal, Yao Ming, Sheryl Swoopes, and Allen Iverson. Now, Iverson never won a title, but today's stars will fall all over themselves, telling you how much he shaped them. Here's Chris Paul, quote, "I grew up in North Carolina and I love Michael Jordan to death, but Allen Iverson had a bigger influence on the game of basketball than anyone." CP3 said, "I don't think it's even close." Now, I sat down with Allen recently to talk about that, about the Hall of Fame, and so much more. What is it like to have so many guys who actually made it to the league to say you inspired them, you were the reason they play the way that they play?
It's a great feeling. I want people to feel like they can be comfortable in their own skin, and, you know, being them is cool.
That's the thing I think that people latch onto with you, that yes, the game is, and the way you play basketball is dazzling, but you being yourself, even at this Hall of Fame event, everyone else is standing up there in a suit, and you are dressed in your...
And you're the only one that said something about it.
I'm saying it right now.
I was noticing it too. I was like, yo, I'm the only one in here with just...
But that's you, that's AI. Where did that come from, even as a young player? Because you were always confident enough to play your game your way, to dress your way, even in the face of a lot of people who didn't like it.
I'm fine with being me. Like, when I die and I come back, I want to be Allen Iverson. Like, I don't want to be nobody else. I don't care about what no other person think. That's it.
This is not going to be an interview about clothes, but as long as we're on the topic, I have to follow up and ask you the dress code, which was such an issue.
They should have a dress code now. If they was on me that bad about what I was wearing, they really should be, you know.
On who? Like, what do you?
I ain't saying that. I ain't going there.
But are you amused when you see what some of these guys?
Yeah, it's funny as hell.
Can you imagine any of those clothes in your closet?
Nah. I ain't doing it.
Well, the NBA still has your flavor. Nothing has to get back to you. What was important to you when you were playing to make it a player's game?
Now, obviously, I wanted to win, but I wanted to put it on a show too. Like, I wanted to get on the dance floor and dance. You know what I mean? And that's why it was so easy for me to get down. Like, it was so easy for me to just play. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as if I was at the playground.
Well, that's what it looked like. That's what it felt like to be in that gym. I mean, we could play a million highlights of yours during this interview, but people love, especially with what's going on this year, to show the T-Lou highlight, the ankle breaker of ankle breakers, and of course the step over as well. You must have seen it on TV 50 times in the last few months, right?
But I don't like it.
How come?
Because I love him. I don't like people joking him on it and all that, because, you know, that's my man.
Well, he, to his credit, has fun with it too, which is nice.
Okay, cool then. So I can have fun with it now. I didn't even know I did it. I was in the moment. Like, just like everybody talk about the Jordan crossover.
Iverson draws Jordan now. Watch this.
I didn't remember that. Like, I was just playing.
Who in today's game reminds you the most of you?
LeBron.
Really?
Or Kobe.
How come?
Their heart.
Yeah?
And the way they compete. Durant, Westbrook, Melo.
Because most of the guys you're naming, most people when asked who's today's AI would talk about a guard who's a little smaller and how he played and all of that. That's not what you see. When you say who's the most like you, you just see the heart and the will. That's the part that matters to you.
The fight in him. That's why I would say LeBron. LeBron ain't got none in my game.
Right.
You know what I mean? But his heart is all mine.
If you make it in as a first ballot Hall of Famer, is that going to be not only a nod to your game and what you could do, but also this idea of a basketball establishment wanting the you that you always insisted on being to be part of their group?
I think it's going to be awesome because they never seen, or nobody's never been inducted to the Hall of Fame like me. If it happens, it's going to be monumental because I'm me. You know what I mean? And I'm a different man in this world. I'm the guy that you love, and I'm the guy that you love to hate.
I have to think there's a lot more people who love him than hate him these days. AI told me after that interview, if he does get elected to the Hall, we may see the most emotional speech in Hall of Fame history. Bring back Izzy and Raja here. Do you guys think he should make it? I mean, to me, it's a non-starter.
Of course, it's a no-brainer. And I just remember everything about this guy was so cool. Like, not only just, going to Georgetown, I mean, where the bigs tend to dominate. And he was there with, Kerry Kittles, Ray Allen era in the Big East. And he was so great. Comes into the league, just dominates right off the bat, gives you 23 and 7. The arm sleeve, the headband, the hair, the tattoos. If you had a problem with AI, you had a problem with hip-hop culture. You didn't have a problem with him because there was nothing really to dislike about this guy. And the one thing that you noted, I even forget this. When you say he didn't win a title, it doesn't matter with him. He was so influential in so many other ways.
He was. He forever shaped the game culturally and changed the way, hip-hop and NBA melted together. What was so fascinating for me playing with him was how small he actually was physically, and he played his game for the most part in the paint amongst the trees. And he spoke to it. He was the ultimate warrior. Every time he was on the court and you were on the court with him, you felt like you had a chance to win, no matter the situation, because of his heart, and it was infectious.
All right, so that's what playing with him on the court was like. What was it like being off the court with Allen Iverson? Because you were on the Sixers then, the team playing the whole thing. Give me the...
It was fun, to say the least. I was a rookie, and in my second year, I got a chance to play, and it was, it was fascinating. I remember a story. I had just come into the league, and I watched a card game being played across the aisle from me, and he won.
So this is on the plane?
This is on the plane. They were playing a game of Boo-Ray, and I think he won about $50,000. And he threw it in a pillowcase. Where he has
like little airplane pillowcase?
No, like in a pillowcase that he got from the hotel. And he just kind of threw it over his shoulder, just nonchalantly. And I remember calling my dad and saying, I just bought a Lexus for $42,000, and he just made that in one card game and didn't even blink. But it was fascinating for a young player.
Welcome to the NBA, young fella.
That's right.
He's lauded as a great teammate. Was it like that?
He was an awesome teammate.
Yeah.
If you were in his circle and on his team, he took care of everybody. And things stuck with me. I wasn't an Allen Iverson type player offensively, but being unapologetic about who I was as I got older, playing the way I thought I should play and being true to myself was all taken from him as a young player.
And you saw that in the interview. You've seen it. You talked about Dwayne Wade's talked about it. I read that Chris Paul quote. I mean, those guys legit believe he's on their Mount Rushmore.
So much respect.
Right?
For him. So much respect for him, especially in large part because not just everything else, but just how small he was and how he still dominated.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.